All right, hello everyone. It's Mystic Juicer back with some more Yomi action. We have Thelo versus Corro in IYL playoffs action. This is IYL Season 5. These will be first to 4 matches, and they should be pretty darned interesting. Thelo I expect to open with Troc. Corro is a known Setsuki player. Troc is much more effective against Setsuki than BBB is, which is the other kind of main that Thelo has. And now Thelo does play a pretty brutal Zane as well, but he just might feel that Troc versus Setsuki is just that much more advantaged than Zane versus Setsuki, which is by some considered, slight Setsuki advantage. So when your life is on the line, why put yourself in a risky situation? So nice opening there by Corro. Gets the throw into straight for some good damage. Basically nearly equalizing the health totals. The more you can do that, the better off you are. Gets the single ace. Single ace can be nice in this matchup. Let's rock plays Chuck. So single ace can do some work in this matchup, basically beating everything except for queen on the Troc side. And trading very badly with and trading very badly with ace for which is the other attack that Troc has that can contest it. But it is nice for shutting down kings. It does good singleton damage, and of course, if you have an additional ace, you can convert into some really brutal damage. Corro is the kind of Setsuki player that will hit those straights and get the aces rather than not. I've seen that happen a couple of times. I think it makes sense, especially against characters with large life. And if you have a reasonable set of tools in your hand, such that playing something and losing combat with it isn't going to leave you in a really, really awkward position with Setsuki, I don't think it's wrong to hold on to double aces. I know 5ek, widely considered the best Setsuki ever, almost exclusively does empty power-ups just to get hand size, get his hand size down and escape the hand and continually cycle his options so that your opponent can't play valuation against you as Setsuki, which is also pretty good. Or at least they can't value your hand consistently over a series of turns, which you could against a more standard character. Okay, so wake up queen doesn't really tell us all that much. It means he can dump off of queen. He could have another one. Dodge from Troc could be good. Oh, okay, just goes for the fast side of jack. So we've seen 1 jack, 1 queen. Fast side trades nicely against Setsuki's king and also defeats all of her normals. So fairly safe option select from Thelo there. And he could be making a call saying, oh, okay, if you don't have a queen, then you're going to play some throws, so I can safely play some stuff that loses to queen but beats throws. Okay, interesting dump there. So he does get the draw. Okay, so he had the king to be able to knock down and continue the mix-up. I was about to say, tossing the jack, depending on what he played next, could have given us some additional information about what that last card in hand is. So again, at this point, it's probably a queen or a joker. That is the thing you would probably hang on to. If he had another king, it might be a king. If he had another jack, it might be a jack. Although I suppose you probably play the jack in that situation. Just to get the free 5 damage there, rather than hold on to it for the next turn. Ooh, goes for a dodge on the setup turn, respecting ace-ace. Thelo applying some pressure of his own, deciding whether he wants to cash in some additional damage, and does. Okay, equalizing health totals. Thelo still with ace-ace in hand, no attached blocks. BD Corro powering up for aces. Okay, if Thelo has a throw, he might go for the throw here, because the worst he's risking is... The worst he's probably reasonably risking is throwing into a singleton ace. If BD Corro has both aces, he could be risking an attack into both of those aces, but that lowers the chance that he's going to be able to dump off the hand. Ooh, okay. Nice dodge from BD Corro. Diffusing the threat of ace-ace. BD Corro. Okay, yeah, I was about to say, oh, do you hang on to the single ace? No, I don't think so. Gets out, 2 aces in the discard. Thelo powering up for a single ace, so you do have to have some... You have to play around ace-ace a little bit here. You have to respect it at least some of the time. No queens yet played by Thelo. The power-up indicates that he probably doesn't have any, to be quite honest. Because if you have it, you can probably defer making a decision like powering up until a future turn. So I would not play around queen here if I was BD. Yeah, okay, there we go. Just does it. Thelo gets hit. The Gappa loses to, I guess, Kwikuk, which is get queen, play queen. Everything is crumbling between my fingers. Okay, Thelo gets hit. He's at 20. That is a reasonable Setsuki combo away from lethal. And given the play of that queen, I mean, I think it's fairly reasonable. He's more than halfway through his deck. He's held on to that additional card for a pretty... Actually, no, that's fairly recent. So we could see... Again, we're back into, is it a queen? Is it a joker? That's an interesting play, given what we think about his hand. Okay, so he has the card he held, something, and 2 aces. Okay. This is not a terrible play if you think that Trock is thinking of dodging here, but with no attached blocks, I think the block is more likely. We have 3 aces in the discard. Again, we don't expect him to have queens in hand, given that he's powered up for ace-ace. And there we go. Unless he has a joker, or the second joker, this is going to be lethal off of aces. BD Corro will advance. Yeah, okay, there we go. Round 1 down. Pretty commanding fashion. Sometimes some crimes. It turns out that this man, BD Corro here, he does in fact dispense the cubes. He's trying to say that compared to him, you are nothing. To Thelo. Thelo, undeterred, will stick to Trock, and I don't expect to see... I don't really expect to see either of these players switch to a different character. BD Corro is probably most comfortable with Setsuki, I think. I know he plays a Zane, but I don't think you play... I think you definitely play Setsuki versus Trock over Zane over Trock. That is a pretty nightmarish matchup for the Zanester. Okay, again, opening, strong throws, 21 damage, 4 cards in hand on his next turn. Thelo making the opening call of, okay, I'm just going to block. Unless you have queen, you can't dump your hand. So you might be stuck on something awkward. And this is where Setsuki can lose the game. If Trock is able to win combats here when the hand size is more restricted, yeah. Okay, no 8s in hand, no 7s in hand. That's what we can surmise from Thelo's play right there, and BD Corro was out. Is he going to get the ace? No, he does not. Okay. Wise decision, most likely. So you would pick one card out of your deck, and then you would have like a 3 in 40 chance, so like a 1 in 10 chance of drawing the other ace. So probably too low to actually take. It's going to make getting out of your next hand that much more difficult. Okay, goes for another dodge. What does that tell us about his hand? Could indicate that he does have the queen and thought that a jack or a queen or something was coming from Thelo. Or sorry, no. Sorry, he dodged because he wanted to option select queen, jack, and blocks specifically. He does not want to allow Beast Unleashed to be activated. I think generally Setsuki doesn't really have to care about Beast Unleashed all that much. Wow, block Suki, it's a pretty scary situation here. Okay, does pick up single ace, so probably drew one. That's what we can surmise. We know he has a 9 in hand, so 9 ace is the confirmed total of his hand. Probably 9 ace ace is pretty reasonable to expect. Thelo powering up for 2 aces. Might go for the counter throw here. I think counter throw is fairly reasonable. BD Corro, if he has the queen, is probably playing it right now. And I say counter throw is pretty reasonable because Setsuki's with 2 aces usually want to throw into them. Okay, there we go. We get the counter throw. We defang a 7. So that's good. It's going to keep the mix-up looking fairly reasonable from BD Corro's side. Okay, no, okay, now his hand is 2 aces, something, something. Very likely not to be queen. Probably, so it could be more throws, although he has powered up a fair amount of them so far. He's got to be careful about that. Otherwise, Trock's going to be able to play a blodge, like for free in the latter half of the game. So if I'm Thelo, I'd probably go back to blocking at this point. Okay, yeah, he could just kill him. I mean, he could just kill him. You just play things that kill him. So probably no dodges in the hand for BD Corro. Now I would expect Thelo just to go to block city. Given how many throws are in the discard, and given that 6 came out, it's very unlikely that he has the tools he needs. Okay? But again, the option is always on the table just for him to kill him, just to play cards that reduce his hit points to 0 and then he dies. So Thelo going for this alternate strategy where you don't, mess around for a couple of turns building up value against a character who doesn't care about value, and he's just going to go and kill him. Now I expect BD Corro to play something that plays around king, and Thelo to play something that beats something that plays around king. So a dodge would be quite good here. Okay, no, never mind. Again, the difficulty I'm having of reading Thelo here is that he's just killing him. And that's not a strategy that I'm very used to seeing. It's not a strategy I'm very used to playing. So I'm being caught a little bit off guard, so my reads are a little off here. But yeah, Thelo playing very nicely, sensing that BD Corro is on a very awkward hand and does not want to play single aces. There we go, makes the read. Here we go. You're finally going to try to defend yourself, and I'm just going to kill you. So game 2 goes handily in Thelo's favor. Nice adjustment on his part to BD Corro's playstyle. Will we see the switch? I don't expect it. The problem is, who do you even counterpick Trock with? Oh, okay, all right. BD Corro switching to Geiger. So I like this much more than switching to BBB, for instance. As discussed on a match that did not get recorded yesterday, that matchup is fairly even. Nice opening king from Thelo, making the call that BD Corro would not open up with a high normal or a jack or a queen. Thelo might feel okay about trading kings into jacks. Generally, you don't want to. You would much rather normal throw into a jack. And in the opening couple of turns, normal throwing and kinging are basically equivalent. Geiger is equipped with a number of tools that make king very hard to land, so it's not particularly important to king rather than normal throw, because if you're losing combat, you're going to be losing to a jack, a queen, a 5, or a 6, or a 7. It's very unlikely that Geiger is going to be playing his 2s and 3s this early in the game. Okay, so navigates the turn 2 queen. Thelo putting on the gas. There we go. Not the ideal combat win here from BD Corro. You would definitely much rather normal punch these. Yeah, okay, I like this though. BD Corro making the moves he needs to, not going in too hard. It can be very tempting to try to equalize and push damage as hard as possible against Troc in the early game as Geiger. But in my experience, that is how I like to win against Geigers. You can take a bunch of damage, you have the hit points to do it. In the late game, if he temporal distortions you, you're going to die anyway. So in the early game, you just want to try to make it as awkward as possible for him to build a hand, as difficult as possible for him to push free damage, like off of straights. So 5, 6, 7 is the thing you're kind of particularly worried about getting hit by, or 5 queen something, that kind of stuff. Fairly card efficient combos. Okay, there we go. Thelo making the moves he needs to. This is a big combat win for Thelo, getting that first attached block. Beast Unleashed is absolutely necessary in this matchup. It is your comeback mechanic. It is your pressure tool. It's going to deform the way that Geiger has to play against you. So you not only is Beast Unleashed just a great move, as opposed to his Ace, which is just a good move. It also makes everything else about your game plan that much more effective. If they're trying to punish your safe dodge into Beast Unleashed play, then they're going to be running into a bunch of normals. They're going to be running into some stray jacks and queens. Those are all good for you. There we go. BD Corro trying to snag a quick block there. Get some free damage in off of throws. Geiger can deal a fair amount of damage just off of random combat wins. The difficulty that he has is that, as opposed to Troc, where your hand is very interchangeable, all the cards in it essentially do very similar things to all the other cards in it, Geiger has very specific tools. Granted, his normals are all good, but again, they're good in straights. They're not great just on their own. Ooh, okay, dodge from Thelo. Instead of getting another attached block. So perhaps playing around a spiral, just getting a bit more damage in. I feel like at this moment, this is a moment where we could see a gutsy normal attack from Thelo. Normal into Ace feels reasonable here. Okay, goes for another dodge, just trying to clean things out. Could have a ton of dodges in hand and not a lot of face cards. So if BD Corro is feeling that, he can he can respond to it in a couple of different ways. He can respond with an aggressive range by attacking to beat out counter throws from Thelo, and throwing occasionally to make the dodges and any blocks he draws that much less effective. Okay. Or he can respond to it by going to a more conservative long-term range, which would be more attack block heavy. So you're going to block your opponent's blocks and dodges, and then you're going to attack to beat their counter throws. Okay, BD Corro, accelerating pace of the game. We are now in the mid game. Geiger has picked up 2 aces. That can be a considerable amount of damage. See if Thelo goes for wake up throw here. Ooh, wake up Joker, just as good, if not better. The Jokers in this matchup will rapidly lose their value because once Temporal Distortion is up, they are only good as gold bursts. And for defusing a little bit of damage if Geiger needs to put some normals into his Temporal Distortion kill combos. Okay, research and development for 3 there. So not digging for a ton of cards. Could indicate that he's either low on spirals or low on just hasn't drawn Temporal Distortion. Okay, Thelo going block against dodge. So again, BD Corro playing a little bit around Ace here. There we go. Punches out another king. So he can cash out ace here. He can just allow this. Okay, does not allow the bluff. Goes in with a good amount of damage, 23, taking him down to 46. Equalizing life totals. He's still got 20 damage sitting in his hand. Thelo starting to implement a bluff strategy, but it is a little bit less effective since he has already played that Joker as a gold burst. So it's just that much less likely that he actually has the second Joker. So BD Corro astutely making the right call there. Ooh! Good patience from Thelo, and this is the way that Trock wins these games, is just being that much more patient against Geiger's dominant options. That's what makes the Geiger side of this matchup that much more difficult. So I think the best Geiger in the world and the best Trock in the world, Geiger wins a considerable amount of the time. Like, it is actually a Geiger advantaged matchup at that level. But Trock is just so much easier to play. Your decision making is that much more simplified. With Geiger, you have an incredible amount of hand management. You do have to beat your opponent with unsafe stuff, typically. So you do have your 0.0. Oh my god, just does it. Just plays the aces. 45 unjokerable damage. BD Corro being nearly sent to the Shadow Realm here, and Trock will be at 8 cards at the end of this. So still in a very good position to close things out. So obviously, if the Trock player makes the wrong decision, it can look very, very dominating by, unwinnable by the Trock player. And if the Geiger player makes the right decisions, it can look downright unfair for the Trock player. But generally, I think this is a pretty healthy matchup. If Trock had more matchups like this, I think he would be a fine character. But most of the time, he is just too strong. There we go. Safe stuff coming out. BD Corro in danger of lethal from normal throw. Just defending himself against that. And this is where the Geiger player really feels the pain of this character, because without kings, without aces, what you are actually playing is just a very bad footsies character. Ooh, that's a way to come back. So if BD Corro has 2 more aces already in hand, he is 3 damage away from winning this. See how these players both play around this new information. Very tense stuff. BD Corro cannot block, I think, any queens or jacks. Oh no, he can block a queen. He can't block ace-ace, but that's not on the table. But the slow and... actually, no, just the slow side of jack will chip him out. So I guess he doesn't really have to respect all that much. He does, after all, have the dominant attack now. He's got to make a call on how Thelo is going to respond to this. Okay, Thelo just plays the safe layer 1 stuff. Just goes for the dodge. BD Corro face down, normal throw, and that is game 3 for Thelo. So goes up 2-1 against the counter pick. Will BD Corro stick in it, or will he switch to something else? This is where it can be very dangerous to switch. Because if he switches now, he's already tried to counterpick once and failed, and then if he counterpicks again and fails, even though like you would already be 3-1 at that point. Yeah, I don't know about this. I mean, in a certain way, I like the decision making because, okay, you think to yourself, okay, I went 0-1 as Geiger, and I didn't like the way that felt. I went 1-1 with Setsuki, and I lost pretty badly, but I also won pretty dominant in a dominant fashion. So I think I can probably do this, more than the Geiger stuff. Okay, first combat win. Switching it up from the throws. Goes down a total of 1 card. Makes it that much easier to get out of this hand. Okay, empty throwaway? No, picks up single ace. Okay, he can dump, if he has a jack or a king, he can dump off of throw. Even with the single ace in hand. Thelo maybe wakes up king. Yeah, there we go. Hits him with the 15. The 10 indicates to me that he either has the second ace or he has the jack he needed. Okay. Never mind. So probably the jack. So I'm suspecting that it is jack or king, ace, ace, and a mystery card. I think BD Corro, if he has a throw, will throw again. I think if Thelo has a throw. Actually, just blocking here from Thelo is probably pretty good. Block throw. He's on the usual grappler mix-up. Okay. So it was a king. Either that or he just top decked the king. Thelo playing around, or losing to dodge there. If he really, if BD Corro had it and was willing to play it. Whoa, okay. That's an interesting gambit. So he now has all 4 aces in hand. That is what, 36 damage? Yeah, 36 damage if he hits with it raw. Thelo gets single ace just to contest, saying, hey, I mean, you can deal me 9 if you want, and I'll just deal you 20. It's fine. I'm happy with that. BD Corro may not have dodges in hand. Again, his hand is very constrained right now. He's got a lot of damage, but he's got to win combat in a very specific way to let it out. Ooh, there we go. Throw into ace-ace here. It's going to be good. Okay, so 2 other aces in hand and a mystery card. Through with the 7, so it's not a throw. If I'm Thelo, I'm feeling comfortable blocking. Block queen, or block ace-ace. And BD Corro's decision making is either throw or dodge as a result. Because you would not throw with the 7 if you had another option. Nice dodge. It's going to get out of this hand, deal 18 damage. Yeah, you do not respect the face down here, even if it is real. Unfortunately, it is real, but you get out. And you're no longer going to be drawing any singleton aces, because they are all in your discard. So that's pretty good. So we're back into the typical mix-up. Is it queen or is it throw? And 2 aces and 2 queens in the discard for Thelo. And a joker in the discard, so that's important too. He doesn't have gold burst as an option, so you probably get aggressive more often. Okay, BD Corro unwilling to throw. Looking for another haymaker of some kind. And puts a single ace in hand. So we have single ace and 4 mystery cards. If any of those is a joker, it's going to be very difficult for BD to get out of this hand. So Thelo has a couple of opportunities here to try to go in. He can try to get some attached blocks. He can try to counter throw the throws that might be coming if BD Corro feels that the queen is not real for Thelo. Okay, blocks a dodge instead. Again, awkward hand. Willing to get thrown to get out, maybe? Or just knew that blodge was too likely. Oof, gotta play that singleton ace at some point, or you're just gonna get thrown to death. Okay, here's the joker. Not the joker, wow, okay. Really awkward hand then. So single ace, 4 mystery cards, potentially still a joker. Although he has played one already. Yeah, he gold bursted early. Okay, there we go. At least the single ace is out of the hand. That might make it a little bit more, a little easier to manage going forward. He's still at a fair amount of hit points. He's still essentially 3 mistakes away from dying. so long as aces aren't on the table. Thelo is not going to play a normal in this matchup. Probably too risky. There we go. Big 6. This could lead to some damage, but again, could be a very... Let's see how awkward this hand is. Another face down. I mean, if you can dump, you don't care. Yeah, okay, so he just drew the king. Well, 7, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. Wow, okay. Second joker. Okay, all damage is now real. So I suspect he just drew the king, probably? Okay. Gets aces. Gets 2 aces. So 2 aces, 2 mystery cards. Very likely to have finally drawn a queen. Thelo has been playing Gappa pretty consistently. So at some point I expect him to break tradition, as he is now value, you know, he's conditioned his opponent by just playing aces consistently. Could see a block here. I think a block is not unreasonable, considering how many queens are floating around in BD Corro's deck. Nice 10 throw as a result. Disrespecting the Gappa. There we go. Okay, no queens yet discarded. Jesus. Big damage though. Very likely that this is a queen or a 7. Nope. So very, very likely this is a queen. Ton of throws in the discard. At this point, it's less about what they are. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 throws left. Yeah, and Thelo's going to go to Blodge City now. It's going to get increasingly dangerous here. BD Corro is on... BD Corro is on a... what am I trying to say? He's got 1 joker left. Yeah, he's in danger of playing against a Troc with infinitely good dodges. Okay, nice. And Thelo is, I mean, he doesn't have the hit points and the jokers to be able to survive consistent throws, but there are 3 kings and 2 jacks in the discard, so any throw combos are not going to be as effective. Like, he might be 3 mistakes away from dead, and BD Corro is definitely 2. Okay, it just keeps dodging. We're in a situation where he could run out of those as well. So 3, 4, 5, 6 dodges left. Ooh. And Thelo is just playing absolutely open to throws. So that was a throw and a dodge gone away. We have 1, 2, 4 throws. 3, 4, 5. 4 throws, 5 dodges left. A lot of queens and 1 joker. So he can get around 1 Beast Unleashed. Okay, goes for the block, shows him he has the throw, is just unwilling to play it. Wants to wait until Thelo plays ace-ace. That conditioning paying off, because BD Corro has just been absolutely petrified to play anything that loses to ace-ace in neutral. Which is not unreasonable. Which is, I'm not, like, there's no shade in that. That is a pretty scary situation to be in. So expect a lot of block and Q and dodge. Okay, yet more dodges disappearing, but yeah, the dodges are less important than the throws are in this setting. You can still win if you don't have dodges. You cannot win if you run out of throws. Yeah, so we're in a handful apiece. I think 4 throws, 4 dodges, I think. Ooh, gets him with the 7. It's the same 7 we saw. This is all real damage. No jokers available. Gets rid of the 7, so he's got the queen or the joker. He's playing very safe, which I approve of. This is definitely the way to do it. BD Corro is not out of this. So the switch back to Setsuki, definitely a good decision on his part. Much more comfortable situation than he was ever in the Geiger-Trock matchup. Again, still 2 mistakes for BD Corro until that second block is attached. Then it comes down to 1 mistake. Ooh, okay. We're in 1 mistake territory here. Thelo playing the king to counter throw there. I'm almost certain. And BD Corro posturing like he does not have the queen. Which is pretty wild because he's got 3 floating around and he's on half of his remaining deck. It's all reads at this point. Okay, there's queen number 1. Thelo gets an attached block. So we've got 4 dodges in the Trock corner. This really doesn't change anything. Yeah, this doesn't change anything at all. I mean, a correct read. Either way, game is over. So Thelo does have to play around a second joker, whereas BD Corro does not. So expect dodges. Or if Thelo is a crazy person, counter throw. Nice, there we go. That is going to be game 4. So BD Corro evens it up. That wasn't the last throw, was it? It's 1. Oh, crap, it was. Holy crap, it was. I wasn't keeping track. Oh, that's right, because he had ditched the other 7. Ooh. Ooh. I like it. That's spicy. All right. So we return to character select, but I don't think, yeah, Thelo's not going to switch. Pretty sure he's going to stick on Trock. Okay, there we go. Good stuff. Yeah, it's sometimes I think it's much more natural to start looking at your opponent's discard for information than to like keep track of your own discard for information. I know that tracking my own cards and what that's going to tell to my opponent is mash throw. Yeah. Yeah, so it's important to do because, again, because it's so much more natural. Because it's so much more natural to look at your opponent's discard, you can actually like counterplay very effectively by looking just at your own cards as well. How does that like that? I guess. No, get queen, never play queen is definitely the new meta. BD Corro is showing us the way. Okay, Thelo has hit rematch, so it is up to BD Corro. That's an offensive stereotype. So it's BD Corro's turn to rematch, taking a second maybe to... it's only like 90%. Maybe I draw Grave Queen. The next level plays. All right, so BD Corro has opened 2 of these Setsuki versus Trot games with throws. And 1 dodge. Okay, back to throw. Here we go. We back in it. We back on our bullshit. Lord help me. I gotta go back to the old me, is what BD Corro is saying right now. All right, throw into straight, getting that ace. Will he get the ace, though? That'll tell us something about his hand. He does get the ace. But we've seen BD Corro just get the ace to be able to play in neutral. Expect BD Corro to dodge here. Or if he's got the queen, now would be a good time to queen, because Thelo has been responding with this kind of play with single queen of his own pretty consistently. There we go. I can only tell you what Thelo has been doing. I think I've been hit by like every single one of Thelo's mix-ups. Nice throw there. Just cashes it in for 16. Goes a little bit lower on hand size, but 6 cards against Setsuki is still quite healthy. Ooh, this is an interesting play. Is this a gold burst setup? I think if I'm BD Corro, I would strongly consider blocking here. Because I think I smell a gold burst setup right now, right here, right now. Ooh! Block would still have been smart. Still have been the smart play. And BD Corro remains locked into that 3-card hand. That's very difficult. Ace now gone. Still has, and wake up king throw. So Thelo can feel pretty safe about blocking. You can also feel pretty safe about just throwing out a queen in neutral here. Going with that just kill him strategy. Okay, goes for the throw instead. Interesting. Right, BD Corro hits him with single ace. Still stuck on a 3-card hand, but plays around normal throw, jack, and king. So that's all pretty important. Also gets that awkward single ace out of his hand. So that's good for him too. He can continue playing rock, paper, scissors against Troc here to try to get out of this hand. Troc, or Thelo might just go for more throws. Okay, never mind. Because the kind of the standard way for Setsuki to get out of this against characters with throws that can combo is just to play throw or dodge. And if you lose to the throw, then hey, you get to face down and get out of the hand. And if you win with the throw or the dodge, then you just play something and then you're out of the hand. Okay, so he should be out of the hand now, finally. There we go. But he is at basically no hit points. Wow, drew into the other ace. 10 hit points to 65. Let's see if he can do it. Setsuki is a character where her hit points basically just don't matter, though. So, I mean, he hasn't spent any queens, so queen is still very likely. Ooh, and countering the knockdown as well. So puts himself on a 3-card hand. So he's back in that same situation. He dumped a jack. So we could say there's another jack in his hand. I don't think you go down into this situation without having some dominant option. So I think blodge, yeah. Blodge is very strong here. And if he's got a jack or a king, it is game over. And if this is not a joker, ooh, okay. Wow, spends a... What? Spends a 9 throw? Spends a 9? Another dodge? Because that wasn't lethal either. So is this a queen for, like, this is a queen because lethal setup? Or like queen or jack? Or it's another dodge. If he's got another dodge, then I totally respect that. If he's got another dodge, you just play it here. But I think dodge or queen jack is very, very likely. So BD Corro has to choose which way he wants to die. Oh, that's Joker. Jesus Christ. What cruelty. What cruelty Thelo is capable of. Wow. I think BD Corro needs to mix up a few more blocks into his knockdown play. Because Thelo is just going ham on those turns, playing, as dominant of options as he possibly can and that he has access to. And it's paying off big time because BD Corro just does not want to sit back and risk like a normal throw or a cross-up normal in those situations. Still low card Troc, but he still plays grappler mix-ups. Ooh! The aces disappear immediately in the Nimpo flash, and BD Corro is going to get out. It's not going to deal much damage, but hey. 10, it's alright. We'll take it. Let's get some information about his coming hand. Okay, it's still... Ooh, all 5's gone. But still plenty of dodges, no aces, so it's going to be slow going. Any combat wins that he gets are going to deal about 20 or 18 to 20 damage. There we go, nicely done. Finds a jack, indicating he does not have another queen in hand. This could be good damage. Ooh, it is. Okay, keeps a single card. Has not yet played a joker. Could be the first 7 ability of ever. Yeah, there we go. Bag of tricks. At last, what's he going to get? 2 aces. Oh, I don't know about that. I think I would probably just play the mix-up game. Try to be right. 2 aces, I think, constrains your hand too much. Yeah. Thelo is not dead to throw into ace-ace, so he takes the block, takes the high likelihood queen. So 2 aces and 3 mystery cards. 2 queens played, 2 jacks played, 2 kings played. Fair amount of throws, but still a reasonably healthy amount. And again, in a grappler matchup, you don't really care what throws you have left. They're all dominated. Ooh, hits him with the jack. This is going to lead into ace-ace. Okay, immediate face down. Does he respect it? I don't think you can afford to. You got to go in. And it pays off. All right, puts him at 10. We've got ourselves another mix-up. Still has that single card. No, sorry, has that card in hand now. This is a new single card in hand. So again, queen or joker, very likely. If Thelo has a dodge, I think he spends it now. Or he counter throws this throw and is a genius. BD Corro has played very scared of throws. Last couple of plays. So how's it going to go? Ooh, okay. Gives him a second attached block. Puts him at 7. It's not really of any real informational value. Okay, is he going to power up for aces and try to go for chip out? Because he can take a single queen and live. So single queen is not lethal. Ace-ace is the horrifying... honestly, the thing you're most scared of is dodge. After that, you're kind of scared of ace-ace, maybe, but it's so outside chance. Like, the differential between hand size and deck size is so massive. So I think you don't play around ace-ace. You're just scared of dodge and counter throw. Thelo has not really counter thrown. Or did he just counter throw? No, he blocked. Okay. What's going to be? Ooh, we're going for chipsies. Fish and chips. Bull and chips. Surf and turf. Whole bunch of mixed metaphors here. 2 attached blocks. But again, it's the hand size that he's really concerned about. Yeah, BD Corro pretending ace-ace does not exist for his opponent. I think that is fairly reasonable. He's played ace twice. Oh, man. This is rule of threes territory, so Thelo may counterthrow here just because BD Corro has aced twice in a row. But on the other hand, BD Corro has played an attack like 7 turns in a row. Oh! Okay, but again, BD Corro's still alive. No, no, no. You're still alive. What GG? Deals 9 damage. You're still in this. Hit him with the hashtag calculated. Okay. All right, so again, we're still in the same mix-up. The ace is gone. Again, possibility of queen is still very strong. 2 queens played, so possibility of queen on Thelo's side is still fairly reasonable. But I think, again, you're mostly playing around dodges. Dodges are the real risk. Oh my god! The 6! The 6! Oh man. Oh man. And no response. No response from Thelo. Oh shit. The 6 though. Oh man. Oh my god. As Thelo, I would be feeling some kind of way. I drew so many junky 6, 7, 8 in a row. Okay, so he just did not have the dodge. He did not have the aces, and he did not have the queen. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes some crimes. But you gotta remember, BD Corro, this man dispenses the cubes. That was a 10 health, like he was at 10 health in like after like turn 5. and then turned it on and then went to 1 hit point and then closed it out. With the clutchest of friggin' 6s. Good lord. All right, immediate queen into immediate power up. What are we going to see? So throws are a little bit more alive. He can get rid of 4 cards off of a throw if he has both aces. Even if he doesn't, throwing and just getting yourself into a situation where you can make something happen. Nope, went for the dodge. And Thelo finds it with a dodge-seeking king, saying, "You're not gonna play singleton ace this early. You're gonna wait on that for a little while. You're probably stuck on a fairly awkward hand anyway, so maybe I can just get some free damage in here." So will Thelo cover that throw with a block here? He's already got 1 attached. This is very much looking like a game where BD Corro is going to have to hold on to his jokers to defuse the threat of Beast Unleashed. Ooh, walks into a slow jack, takes 10 for his troubles. Thelo saying, you do not have a jack, or you do not have a jack or a queen, and even if you do not want to play it this early. Again, Thelo feeling like he's in a very comfortable position, really punishing BD Corro's awkward opening hand here. Gets the first turn block off. That's very nice. Ooh, got a little too greedy 2 times in a row. BD Corro is going to probably be able to dump off of this. No face down. Nice. Uh-oh, the caps have come out. It's anxiety caps time. Puts that 6 right back into his face. That's amazing. I love when Thelo lets us into the thoughts in his mind. All right, I'm going to see this counter on this War Stomp. Nope, just discarding 1 card. All right, BD Corro. If you have a queen, I think you play it. If you don't have a queen, you block. Even if you do have a queen, maybe you block here. Again, Thelo has basically done nothing but be greedy on these turns. Okay, there we go. All right, 2 attached blocks for Thelo. 2 queens in the discard for BD Corro. So this is a game where looping sevens might be important. Ooh, immediate double ace power up. This is scary. We're in Scary Town now. Very important health total here for BD Corro. Thelo could just put those aces right on the table. If he's a greedy man, and he has been known to be a bit of a greedy man, this could be curtains for BD Corro if he doesn't respect it. Okay. Respects the Naked Beast Unleashed. Face down here for BD. Does Thelo just do it? I think he might. I think you take your chances. This could be a win. Normal throw. Okay, and the hedge pays off. So knocks him down. One joker gone. Very early in the game. This is like turn 5 or something like that. Maybe turn 6. So very undeveloped hand here for BD Corro. It could not be real, and he just plays, ooh, falls into the trap of immediate second queen. And we get around Beast Unleashed for a little while. Oh, wow. Got the cubes. Dispenses them. Keeps a card in hand. Worst turn. Oh, has the 7 too. Can start looping. But he chooses not to. He's got all the tools. So queen, king, 7 are all in the discard. Instead, just gets ace-ace. Wants to close things out as quickly as possible. 3 queens in the discard, though. This is going to make queens from Thelo very effective. So he gets 1 more free combat win. But after that, things could get dicey. Block here. Block. Oh my god, why no blocks? I think that was nearly guaranteed to be a queen there. Or even potentially worse, a gold burst. Gold burst would have been terrifying. You're right back in the situation. You're back into 1 mistake land. I think, honestly, getting crossed up 5, 6, 7, or 6, 7, 8 even, doesn't even matter. You don't even care. Ooh! Gets him with the 10 throw, though! This is, again, threatening into ace-ace here. Yeah, just goes into ace-ace. Second joker. Oh no, first joker, sorry. So we're still in potential 1 joker land. We do not have Beast Unleashed on the table, so we're still in 2 mistake land, unless he has ace-ace in hand. Ooh, war stomps again. Still, yeah, I mean, you only really need like 2 dodges. You need 1 successful dodge to close out this game as Trox. So long as you still have 1 dodge in hand at any given time, that is perfectly fine. Again, my god, I would block here. Good. Okay, nice. BD Corro heard me. He heard the pain and the cry of fear in my voice, and he responded beautifully with that block on knockdown. Yeah, nicely done. Okay, we're not in no dodge land. We're not in no throw land. We're in no queen land though. We're in no queen land, and I don't believe he has any known aces in hand. Oh no, he's got one known ace. Okay, so combo into ace-ace could be real. Thelo has to worry more about jacks and stuff. He can, although 2 jacks played, so queens are still very, very safe. Ooh, gets him with the king instead. We're not yet, again, if he has ace-ace, we're in 1 mistake land, but again, still very likely. Oh, a normal throw. Normal throw is also lethal. Normal throw into 8s, and we've seen no, oh, wow. No 8s whatsoever. So, pretty strong likelihood. He's got like a 5th of his deck in his hand, probably has a normal throw, probably has an 8. Oh, and this could be it. This could be curtains. Yeah, face down. Ooh, had the Joker. Okay. All right, we're in real hit points land. Still alive. 2 aces now in hand. 2 aces now in hand. Still, the fact that he's played those 3 queens and did not get any of them back with the 7 puts him in a difficult situation. I feel like in that situation, you go for 2 aces and the queen, and then you have the option of throwing into the aces, right? And you still keep the queen. Or you queen him and then dump the aces, and you're back into cycle land. Ooh! Going big again, but this is going to be it. Literally anything does it. He's got both jokers gone. Yeah. And we got ourselves an ace match, my friends. I have really liked this series so far. I know, like, usually Troc, not all that interesting, I think, to commentate. Satsuki cannot be all that interesting to commentate as well, because you just have no information about anything at any time, ever. But this has been a really back and forth match, so I'm really enjoying that. Very, very worthy of IYL playoffs. Where's the Oni? All right, don't get thrown off, BD. Let's do it. Let's see how this evaluation changes. Ooh, hits him with the turn 1 queen. Jeez. I cannot turn 1. Does BD Corro have aces? Does he have kings to get out of this hand? Okay. Not a huge amount of damage. 15. Still. Get some hits. Yeah, CPAT, if you want, you can check the tapes later. All right, BD Corro has made his selection. Counter throw. No, wow, second queen. Help. No escape. All right, we're out. 1 card kept. No 7. Still, he's at 70 hit points. Still tie game. You're feeling spicy. All right, we're going to see 3rd queen into the 7. I think Thelo queens here. Good percentage of the time. Ooh, okay. Normal attack. Probably means he's got 10 backup. As you do not want to run a 2 into a slow jack or king. Still get hit by king or 2. Yeah. All right. Still fairly high hands for both of these characters. Nice dodge. What do we got? What are these 10s, man? Yeah, there we go. So I had to know the 10 was there, but uncertain whether he was going to play it or not. That's always the tricky bit. All right, wake up Goldburst. Wake up Goldburst, though. I think I think it's fairly high odds. Okay, good block, good block. BD Corro could have gotten the cross up there. Ooh! Help. BD Corro working on a perfect here. Oh, has the king to get out too. Ooh, buddy. That's some damage. Oh, man. 27. How can I analyze hands? When there is no hand to analyze. Rip. All right, 2 queens, a king, 2 aces in the discard. It's anyone's guess what he's got in his hand at this point. Okay, goes for the other dodge. Picks up single ace. Again, at this point, he's just trying to throw or land good single ace. Ooh, takes 20. It's not a bad combat loss, though, honestly. Double ace is now out of his hand. That's good. That's good for you. You're still at 50. Okay. All right, never mind. He's at 6 cards, and 2 of them are aces. What are we going to do? Something's... All right, is it dodge, queen, or is it gutsy throw from BD Corro? That's the question. Will Thelo try to get another attached block? Or is he going to gap of this man? Gutsy throw loses to smart block. All right, what do we got? What's the damage? Wow! He's got it. My goodness. 2 cards in hand. Power up? No power up. Okay, that's something. So 2 throws is a possibility. 2 jokers is another possibility. If it's 2 jokers, I think we see immediate joker here. Then you still have 1 left. Okay. Oh, was it? It might be 2 7s. 2 7s would be pretty hard to power up, to justify powering up, because you would have 3 throws left in your entire deck, and you've got 27 cards left. Okay, tosses a jack. Oh man, what is this dude's hand? The 2 throw scenario is very compelling. We know a 7 is in there. It could be 7 joker. Oh god, that's brutal. Okay, if he's got 2 jokers, he's fine here. You let him. It was 2 jokers. Yep. Oh man, I think you just got baited. The bait was so boner. That was, oh my god. The cubes are being dispensed. The cubes are absolutely being dispensed right now. Yeah, okay, so we know BD Corro has another joker left. He's very low on throws, though. He's on 1, 2, 3, 4 throws left. So, Thelo, if you're feeling gutsy, just hold down back, my man. Yep, there we go. This is the way he wins. He down backs, and then he dodges into 45. So he dodges once empty because we know BD Corro has the other joker. But so like dodge, like immediate dodge now, except he's got both jokers, he's got both aces in the discard. So he's got to wait a little bit longer, find those aces. That's his game plan. BD Corro has to not die. Ooh, there we go. That's one way of doing it. Let's go. All right. Okay, BD Corro. Here's where you prove how good I am at valuation. Here's where you attack into this obvious dodge. And then immediately gold burst. Or I mean immediately blue burst the follow-up. He's got a lot of dodges left though. This could be tense. But again, he spent a joker. He's only got 4 cards in hand. If Thelo is not paying attention, then he could be in for a world of hurt. Yes, yes. The valuation is true, right? It's happening. No, it's Joker, dude. Oh, really? Oh, shit. Wow, wow, wow. Damn. Wow, what a set, though. That was a hell of a set. Nicely played. So 3-3. 3-3 in sets versus Troc, and then 1 loss in versus Geiger. Hell of a set. Nicely played by BD Corro. Beautifully done. GG's. Thelo advances on in a very, very narrow set. Beautifully done. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hope you enjoyed this hype IYL playoff match. And until next time, enjoy yourself some Yomi. I'm going to go get showered and finally eat breakfast at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Cheers.